So we go ahead, and on South Beach, a lot of the TV companies and the different broadcast networks were set up. So we were waiting for Charlotte because she was going to do what was called the car wash. And ESPN does this and other. Basically, it's hit all of the shows from that channel at once. You know, when ESPN does it, you're on, First Take and you're on SportsCenter or whatever the hell it may be. So for Fox, they had the NASCAR show there. They had Fox Deportes there. They had something else. They had a green room. So we get down there ahead of Charlotte. And it's just, producers going, yeah, that was heavy, and we didn't need to be around for that. Okay. So we get there ahead of Charlotte, and she shows up. And they had a big WWE title set up there. I forgot why. But a presence. It would be far bigger now under the current regime. And it's there, so she comes over, and she had just won the Rumble. That was the other thing. She won the Rumble that year. She hadn't picked Rhea yet. And I do a little promo with her, and I go, hey, you going to tell me? She's like, no. So we basically just document what she's doing. She appeared, and she did a great job. The only weird thing is there was a Fox green room there that they had set up outside, and Ric Flair's there, her dad, obviously, with Migos, and whoever else was part of that. She didn't know he was there. And it was a very awkward situation. And then, we're just kind of following along, and I say hi to Rick and with her, and they all take pictures, but she didn't know he was there. It was a very why wouldn't you know that your dad's here? Okay. So we follow her, and we document her going on the Fox shows and all this stuff and pictures. And okay, here is the Royal Rumble winner, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. She's here. Okay. So later that night, Shaq is having a party. Now, the sad note of this, if you remember, is that is the week. The morning of the Royal Rumble was the day Kobe Bryant and his daughter and those people perished in the helicopter accident. So people didn't know if Shaq was going to be at this party that he was hosting. And he wasn't. I don't think he wanted to be there, but I think there was some kind of contractual obligation where he had to show up. And Big Show was all. Big Show was still with the company, so he was there. So it was Big Show, Charlotte, Nia, John Cohen was wrangling people because he was in talent relations as he is now, and Gronk. And the producer I was with is pushing me to ask Shaq about the battle royal with the Big Show. And I didn't. I didn't fight forward to go talk to him because I could see, I was being a human being. I could see he didn't want to be there. And someone asked him about Kobe, and I'm like, I'm not following this up with him. Remember that battle royal at WrestleMania you were in with the Big Show? He's here tonight. And I remember the producer gave me shit for it. He's like, you got to get in there. You got to. I was like, dude, I'll be a human for a second. No one's going to give a fuck about Big Show and Shaq in a battle royal from years ago when everybody knows that Shaq this week is only going to be thinking about Kobe and how much, and they were cool. I think everybody knows they patched things up. That was me being human going, I'm not going to push a dumb question. That bugged me. It supremely bugged me. And we all moved on, and footage was captured, B-roll of Shaq and Big Show together. Cool. Got it. And I hung out with people, and not much really came of that party. It was just make an appearance, get out of there. So then we move on to the next day, which was Friday. So I'm only there till Sunday. Friday, there were two big things happening that I was attending. Or one big, I don't remember. John Cena, who was not really active with WWE at the time, was in Fast 9. And to show you how things were, I don't even know. They were having a Fast 9 trailer premiere red carpet. So I go to this red carpet, and somebody who worked for WWE, who now works for John Cena, was there, and John Cena's agent was there. And I just get to interview people. I interviewed Ludacris. I interviewed whoever wrote the movie. I interviewed Jordana Brewster. Was she in that? Was she in Fast 9? Sorry to the Fast, Furious people out there. And I'm interviewing these people, and then Cena comes over. So I have my WWE mic. I don't know if you have a picture of this. We might. I'm not sure. But I have my WWE microphone. So I've never met John before. He doesn't know who I am. I don't think he did because he watched everything. I just was like, I've been here for 4 months. He doesn't know who the fuck I am. So his agent comes over and I meet him. And our social media person who was there with Cena, he, hey, John's happy to do this because he actually feels comfortable that it's somebody from the company. So I knew I had some stuff prepared for John. And I knew he had said in an interview with Sports Illustrated at the time, and I know he's changed this, he said Brock Lesnar is the greatest of all time. So I got to follow up with that. And I talked to him for a second. And he was as nice as can be to me. And he said, he's asking about stuff. And I said, I host the show The Bump. He's like, it's called The Bump. I was like, yeah. He's like, he made the same reference to cocaine that everybody else did because why would you call the show The Bump? Yes, it's a flat back thing you do in the ring, but then he jokes about it. And he said, I said, I know we're trying to get you on. And I literally took, shot my shot there, trying to get John Cena on The Bump because he wasn't active really at the time. He would come back and face The Fiend at Mania that year in Firefly Funhouse. But he wasn't doing anything. And he's like, yeah, let's work something out. Because The Bump was supposed to do 4 or 5 episodes in Tampa for Mania, with the year that ended up in the PC. The year after that, when it didn't end up in Tampa, there was still COVID restrictions and it wasn't worth going, so we didn't go. But Cena was like, it wasn't known that he was facing Wyatt at the time or Fiend. That was end of January, early February. But it was known within the company he was going to do something at Mania. And he lived in Tampa at the time, and that's where it was going to be. And he said, we'll work something out. We'll make that happen. And I was like, that's pretty cool he said that to me. And the other part was, the producer I was working with was also and had worked on Southpaw. Yes, Lance Catamaran, John Cena, all that stuff. And it was about to get going again. And when we brought up Southpaw to John Cena, his eyes lit up. He didn't give a shit about Fast 9 at that moment. He was basically, I think he actually said, I wake up in the morning for Southpaw. He loved that. John did some fun stuff that never made air. Remember the weird Trent Beretta stuff at that gym down in whatever it was called, Hard Knocks Gym? Trent put all those weird videos out, and they were part of like the Zack Ryder. Oh, wow, this is jogging my memory now. They were part of Zack Ryder's YouTube show. And Trent would have these weird segments with Foil Man, and Kofi was in them. There was a big finale of that. Like, really weird. And EC3 was in them, and Trent was in them, and Kofi was in them. And I'm sure I'm missing a couple other people if you remember these things. Those were shot at, that's Cena's gym. That's Cena's gym that he opened up to those who he, talent from different places. It was kind of a safe haven gym. But they shot that stuff there. Cena was in like the blow off of whatever that show was supposed to be in a really weird thing that never saw the light of day because it got up to creative and was like, no, this is John can't be shown in this. No. But he liked doing that stuff. He did. There he is. There's Lance Catamaran. But he liked this. He didn't, it was different than being John Cena. It was different than orange and green and yellow T-shirts and the great work he did with me. It was just something different. And sometimes when you're in that world, get me out of my comfort zone. Let me do something different and fun and creative. And when you make the money he made and is making, you could do that. You could do little side things that would just make you happy. Hey, this is Matt Camp. Thanks for checking out one of our recent clips from the Wrestling Mat. Why is someone so close to The Rock kind of throwing Cody under the bus?
Yeah, a lot of people won't engage with Jim Cornette. I did, just because I have a mark for Jim Cornette. And
Please subscribe right now. Hit the like and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I think you should listen to your TV partners. Let me tell you about WWE and a little insight. More subscribers means more content. And make sure you follow us on social media at WrestlingMatt23 on both Twitter and Instagram.